When I installed this Hooke Road bumper on my EcoBoost F-150, I didn't have a winch at the time it installed, but thanks to X-Bull, we're going to install their XRS series winch rated at 13,500 pounds. Now we're going to show you what's required to install this winch and how I have it mounted to my 2014 F-150. The nice thing about this setup is both the winch and the bumper are relatively affordable compared to the competition. So if you're interested in either one of these products, they're going to be linked down in the video description below. So let's go ahead and check out the winch, and then we're going to show you what's involved in the install. If you're not familiar with X-Bull, they specialize in budget-friendly off-road recovery gear like winches, traction boards, and recovery kits. They've been around for a while, offering practical and affordable options for off-road enthusiasts. The XRS series 13,500 pound winch we're installing today is a great example of that. It includes a 6.6 horsepower motor for a good amount of pulling power, a synthetic rope, and an aluminum fairlead with a magnetic hook. Plus, it also has a 2-in-1 wired and wireless remote. The winch itself is designed to be easy to install with everything you need included in the box, making it a pretty good value for anyone looking to improve their recovery setup.
The awesome thing about this bumper is the fact that it has a winch plate that is separate from the actual bumper. So we don't need to remove the whole bumper. We only have to remove the winch plate, which is only about 4 bolts. So what we're going to have to do is get underneath the bumper and take it down.
So we've got our winch plate here that we just took off the truck, but this was a mount that we did not install, that we've had in the garage, that is used to actually mount this to, I believe it's going to go like that. So we'll have our control box here mounted to the plate that we just took off. So we're going to go ahead and get this mounted. What we're thinking is we got to take off the screws here so we can reuse them on this.
We're going to go ahead and attach this bracket to the winch mount right here by using some screws that did come with it. Now, we did make sure to put this aside when we installed the bumper because we knew that we were going to need it. So all of these pieces that we're using right now came with the bumper that we have installed. So now all I'm doing is taking the nut that came with the bolts and this bracket. I'm going to hand tighten them on until I can't anymore, and then I will grab a socket wrench to make sure they're nice and tight. So the reason we decided to mount the bracket before we put on the power box is because if we put on the power box first, we would not have been able to access the bolts that we needed to tighten to attach the actual mount. So from here, we are going to lift this box up, line it up with the holes, and we are going to use these brackets right here that came with the box to just put it on the back side to really connect it to this piece and make sure it's nice and tight. Because the mount was not made for this particular winch, we are running into the fact that the mounting holes on the back do not line up properly with all of the holes needed. Now, we did start with catty corner because we did have these two both show through the holes at the same time. The other 2 holes are just slightly off. So Devin is talking about potentially drilling out a little bit just so we could connect all 4 screws.
So you can see that I filed down the corners here to hopefully get screws in all 4 corners of the control box. So if you were to install the control box with the factory bracket that they provide, it's designed to go in here. So they do provide these screws right here, and they are threaded, but the box itself isn't threaded. They basically use self-tapping or self-drilling screws. Originally, I was going to use the ones that came with the bracket, but they're kind of too short to go through this and then into the control box. So I had to use some that were bigger that would grab it better and longer. And then of course I added some washers to it. As you can see here, there are 2 different types of screws that I ended up using. And the ones on this side actually do have an additional washer because they're a different type of screw. All that matters to me is that I got this on there and it is solid. If you have any other suggestions, go ahead and drop them down in the comments below. But this is how I got it mounted. I had to get different screws and I used a washer. Now it's time to move on to wiring. The nice thing about wiring a winch is the fact that these are color coordinated. So you actually can see where yellow is supposed to go, black is supposed to go, and red. So if we look over here, this one is black, this one is yellow, this one is marked red on the bottom, and this one is also a ground. I don't believe it's marked, but it's the only one that doesn't have a color. So we'll start with this one. So we're going to take what's the small black wire, we're going to put it there, and then we're also going to take the one that's not attached. This is the black wire that runs to the battery. We're going to attach it to the one in the back. So 2 blacks go to this back one, and the one that is actually marked black will be for your short black. That one will go here. If you get confused and you end up buying this winch, in the instruction manual, you flip over here to the diagram and they actually show you exactly how it's supposed to go. So I went ahead and flipped the winch around because I noticed that the small black wire was a pretty tight run. I don't want to get that attached and be trying to move the winch. So we're gonna go ahead and start wiring it. I'll be using a 13mm to go ahead and remove the nuts down here. This one is already loosened, so let's go ahead and get that on. We're gonna take off the nut and the washer. We'll set those right here for right now. We're gonna slide this on, and then we're also gonna slide on this wire right here that's gonna go to the truck's battery. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off, get it loose. The ends look identical, so I'm just gonna pick an end. We're gonna slide that on there as well. Then we're gonna put the washer back on before we put on the nut. Get it hand tight. That seems pretty tight. So that one's on there. Let's go ahead and grab the short red here. And that's gonna go to the red right here, right next to the one we just did. Take this off. There is a nut, spring washer, and a regular washer. So we'll put them back in that order. Set them down there. Take the red, put it on the red one. Same order. That's on there pretty good. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the short black one, which is gonna be down here at the bottom. The black one is now secured, and then we have the yellow one that's gonna go right here above it. We've got all of our connection points on the back of the winch done. Now we need to slide these covers over to protect the nuts from water. We want to make sure we get them fully covering the connection point. That red one is pretty much sealed all the way over. Now all of them are fully covered. Next, what we need to do is we need to install this winch on this winch mount. Now it might be a little confusing at first, but you'll notice that we have 4 pieces of hardware for the winch itself. These 2 are going to be for the fair lead. So you can see there's 2 bolts, 2 nuts, 2 washers, 2 spring washers. Those are for the fair lead. So we have 4 nuts that are kind of in that square shape that are going to go into the bottom of the winch itself. Then we have our spring washers, our washers, and our bolts. So it's going to go bolt, spring washer, and then regular washer. And then the nut will already be in the legs of the winch. Now I could have already set the nuts in the winch before I wired everything, but I kind of looked ahead of time and noticed that it was pretty easy to move this even though it's wired, and I can get to the hole. So you could set the nuts in before you start doing the wiring, or you can do it after. I'm gonna go ahead and set them in now, like that. Now I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the winch and the winch mount over on the stool so I can get up underneath the winch itself. That way I can kind of slide it around and get it to where I need it to go, like that. Bolt, spring washer, washer, and we're gonna insert it from underneath. Tighten up the bolts that I just installed using a 16mm. Now it is time to install the fair lead, and that's gonna go right here. So we're gonna go bolt, once again, spring washer and washer, and then a nut on the backside. Warning label up top. I kind of cheated a little bit there and just moved the fair lead and then did the bolt. Easy. So 19 on the back and then a big old hex key here. There we go. We can see it. And the hook's gonna hook on right there. So clean. Love the way that looks. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the winch down here on the winch plate, and Erica's gonna bolt it in. That way I can just focus on getting it into place. So we've got the winch plate all mounted. Definitely recommend having a second person if you wanna go this approach. This is the clearance between the control box mount. So it's a good like finger's width. So I mean, yes, technically it is blocking it, but at least nothing's touching it, including the positive and negative wires right here. I did go ahead and add a zip tie to kind of help hold them down. Next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is get these cables, our positive and negative, ran through the headlight and the radiator support. Let's see, there's a factory wire loom right here. So let's go right here. So let's do positive first. So I'm just gonna run it up through here, just like that. So now the negative, let's go to the back side, same spot. And we'll run that over here to the negative side. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the rope out here through the fair lead. In order to do that, I'm gonna lift up on the handle here and I'm gonna disengage it so we can get into free spool mode. Turn it all the way. Now we should be able to grab the rope and pull it through. Just like that. Let's go ahead and lock that back into place right now. So we need to get our hook onto this. First, we need to remove that O-ring there, and so we can slide this out. So let's go ahead and try that. Using a hook tool, let's see if this will help me lift it out. There we go. Now this should come out like that. So once we have this out, we're gonna go ahead and slide this in here like that. Down through the rope. Then we need to get this ring back in there. I'm gonna try to use a flathead screwdriver to push it in. Let's see if that works. That's one side in. There we go, just like that. I'm gonna push it all the way in there. And then, now that that's secured, should go in there, just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and take these cables that we connected earlier and connect them to the truck's battery. There we go, positive is officially connected. Cover that back up. Now we do the negative. Now that's gonna wrap up the install of the X-Bull winch on my F-150. Now this video was purely focused on the installation, but if you wanna see a more in-depth review, go ahead and subscribe. One more thing to note is you actually do need to tension your synthetic rope before you actually use this for a recovery, so go ahead and refer to the instruction manual on how to do that. If you wanna see what was involved in installing this Hooke Road bumper, go ahead and check out the video on screen. Other than that, I will see you in the next video.